The air grew heavy, laden with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. A cold, damp chill settled upon Emily as she stepped into the woods, her breath visible in the frigid air. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the thick canopy above, casting eerie shadows on the forest floor. The forest floor was a tangled mess of roots and decaying leaves, making each step treacherous. Emily shivered, pulling her jacket tighter around her as the cold seeped into her bones. She shouldn't have come alone, the thought echoing in her mind like a warning. An unsettling silence hung in the air, broken only by the rustle of unseen creatures and the occasional snap of a twig. A twig snapped underfoot, sounding explosively loud in the stillness, making her heart race. Emily quickened her pace, her heart pounding in her chest, each beat echoing in her ears. Each step deeper into the woods intensified the feeling of dread that had taken hold of her, a sense of foreboding, growing stronger. She wanted to turn back, every instinct screaming at her to leave. But something compelled her forward, an unseen force beckoning her into the unknown, deeper into the forest's embrace. The forest seemed to press in around her, closing off any chance of escape. The trees loomed like silent sentinels, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The air grew colder and the shadows grew longer. A chilling mist began to weave through the trees, adding to the sense of dread. Emily felt a prickling sensation on the back of her neck, as if she were being watched. Her heart pounded in her chest, echoing the fear that gripped her. A low whisper seemed to slither through the trees, barely audible above the rustling leaves. It was as if the forest itself was alive, speaking to her. It spoke her name, a hushed and mournful sound. The voice was filled with a sorrow that sent shivers down her spine. Emily spun around, searching for the source of the voice, but there was nothing there, only the oppressive darkness and the whispering wind. Her breath caught in her throat. Panic welled up inside her. She felt trapped, unable to escape the unseen presence. The whisper came again, closer this time, filled with an unspeakable sadness. It was as if the forest was mourning, sharing its ancient sorrow with her. Emily stumbled backward, tripping over a gnarled root. She fell to the ground, the cold earth pressing against her palms. As she lay there, her heart racing, Emily saw it. A swirling mass of darkness coalescing between the trees. It writhed and pulsed, taking on a vaguely human shape. Terror froze her in place. The whispers grew louder, swirling around her like a vortex of despair. Emily wanted to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. The shadow moved towards her, its glowing red eyes burning into her soul. With each step it took, the forest around it seemed to wither and decay. Trees groaned in agony, their branches twisting into grotesque shapes. Emily knew then that she was in the presence of something ancient and evil. The shadow loomed over her, its form solidifying into that of a towering figure shrouded in darkness. It reached out a hand towards her, its long bony fingers tipped with what looked like claws. Emily closed her eyes, bracing for the inevitable, but the touch never came. She cautiously opened her eyes to see the figure frozen, its hand hovering inches from her face. Confusion washed over her, momentarily eclipsing her fear. The whispers stopped. The figure seemed to flicker, its form becoming less defined. Emily could sense its power waning, its grip on the forest loosening. But why? And then she saw it. A small silver locket clutched tightly in the figure's hand. The sight sent chills down her spine as the forest seemed to grow darker and more foreboding. It was hers. It had fallen off when she fell. She remembered the moment vividly, the panic, the fear, and now the eerie calm that followed. As she reached out to touch it, a terrifying realization dawned on her. This wasn't just a lost trinket, it was a connection to something far more sinister. The locket contained a picture of her grandmother who had disappeared in these same woods years ago. The resemblance was unmistakable, and the implications were horrifying. The whispers, the sorrow, the despair. It wasn't malevolence she was feeling. It was a deep, profound sadness that seemed to emanate from the very trees around her. It was grief. The figure wasn't trying to hurt her, it was trying to return the locket. The realization hit her like a wave, overwhelming and inescapable. It was her grandmother, trapped in this spectral form, forever searching for someone to help her find peace. The sorrow in her eyes was unmistakable. The true horror of the situation washed over Emily. She felt a mix of fear and compassion, knowing she had to do something. She wasn't facing a monster, but a tragic figure doomed to wander these woods for eternity. Emily knew she had to help her grandmother find peace, no matter the cost.